The day it all started, the day that once I saw, I could no longer unsee what I saw. And that was the first time I saw Jacques. I was beginning to burn from the inside out with a feeling so powerful, so intense. I knew I could never escape. He was like no other. He was like a Greek god. He was such a temptation. I tried so hard to resist, but I could not overcome. He was so alluring, with such magnetic energy. He made me feel things I had never felt before. I have never felt anything like this. No longer were there any days that I felt empty. But how can you feel empty when you feel so much pain? The pain I felt every time he was away, even though I was so strong. His presence made me feel weak. Every time he entered the room, my heart began to beat like a drum, and I couldn't make it stop. I was so embarrassed, afraid he might know. He always stood so close to me, and how I longed for him to touch me. Now that I have discovered him, there is no going back to who I was before. He was the Prince of Charm, and with great wisdom he spoke. His voice was so masculine, his voice was so charming. Even the gods were not as handsome as him. He was not just a mere mortal man, no, he was king of all the vampires, and they all bowed to him. He was so irresistible. He was tall and handsome, and his dark hair fell to one side against his fair skin, his eyes cold and dark, his face so masculine but beautiful. And I was falling from hard, and even though I smiled so naively at him, I knew my innocence would be lost forever, that I would spend eternity in the dark. The dark soul he was, I would become. Oh, who can save me from these desires? I knew my heart was captured by him. I hung on every word he said. But even though fear began to grip my soul, I began to feel chills run up and down my spine. I could feel this coldness inside of me. Why, I would ask myself, did I feel this coldness in my soul? Why was he such a mystery? Well, I would soon discover his secret, the secret I now hide.